Zakir, who will be talking about her career in tech with the title talk Hope, Hesitation, Hello World, a girl's path from confusion to clarity. Over to you, Heer. Give it a round of applause.
Thanks a lot, everyone. A young girl with infinite resources but not knowing where to start from? Well, that was me a few years back. Hello, everyone. I am Heer Thakkar, a 16-year-old self-taught Python developer and an applied AI engineer, currently pursuing a micromasters in data science and statistics, along with a diploma in computer engineering. Everyone talks about the black and white part of being in tech, but rarely does anyone talk about the gray part, the part where you are stuck in between, overwhelmed by the endless resources, confused about what to do next, and not sure if you are even on the right path. Well, this is the story of not only me, but millions of others trying to break into the competitive and always evolving tech world. The excitement and curiosity for coding quickly turns into self-doubt, confusion, hesitation, and fear of failure. During this phase, there is no one to assure us that it will all make sense one day. Just keep going and you'll reach the finish line soon. It happens with everyone. And those were the exact words that I needed to hear. But all I heard about was placement packages, GitHub streaks, and job offers. So today, through my talk, Hope, Hesitation, and Hello World, I'm here not to teach any syntax or explain any framework. I'm here to speak to the lost, the stuck, and the struggling. I'm here to be the voice that I once needed to hear. So maybe someone in the audience won't feel so alone in their journey anymore. So after all those technically heavy talks that you all are attending since yesterday, you can just sit back, relax, and relate with me. So throughout the talk, I will be sharing with you my personal journey of navigating through the endless resources while avoiding the FOMO trap, how to embrace your own pace and learn at it, why progress matters more than pace, how to test and identify what tech stack aligns best with your interests, and how to build confidence on your coding skills. So if you are someone who has ever looked at a blank code editor and felt defeated, then this talk is definitely for you. Talking about how I got into tech. So around the time when I was in my kindergarten, my dad used to bring home all the cool new smartphones available in the market, and I loved experimenting with them. Experimenting in the sense that I loved downloading different softwares, playing games, and changing the settings in order to see how it affects the device. So some of you might recognize the very first image here. Any guesses which game is this? Yeah, it's Temple Run. Next to it is a Samsung smartphone that I used to have back then. The image below is of a Coco Play dress-up game, and next to it is the Opera browser, the Google of our times. So yeah, I'll be sharing about my struggle now. So gradually, as the years passed, the curiosity that I had inside me turned into passion, and I started Googling things like how do computers actually work. And by the time I was in 4th grade, I knew that I had to learn a programming language to make computers do all the cool stuff. And I started with Java. Not a good choice, I know. And as you might expect, I did not understand a thing. And I gave up because I wasn't that determined at that point of time, and also had to focus on my academics. Years passed, the fire inside me was suppressed by academics. But then came this huge demand for software engineers, and in 2022, the magical spell ChatGPT, and boom, the fire inside me started burning like never before. And I knew that this time I had to make the right choice. And so I started with Python. When I started, I did not have much idea about the resources, so I started watching YouTube tutorials. If you are stuck at anything, you just go to YouTube. Now, the problem I faced here was that either the channels lost their quality after a certain point of time, or I did not understand things the way that they taught. So I had to switch to a different channel. Every time I switched to a different channel, I used to rewatch the videos of even those concepts that I already knew. Why? 2 reasons. First, I did not have confidence in myself, and I thought that I do not remember whatever I have learned, and maybe I'm not still good enough in that. Second, the teaching method differed from channel to channel, the content differs from channel to channel, and so every time I switched to a new channel, I always had this fear that if I did not rewatch the videos, then I'll miss out on something important. The FOMO trap. We'll talk about it in detail later. Somehow I overcame it, but then came another roadblock. I thought, now I understand the concepts, I should try solving some questions. So I searched for some questions on Google and I sat down to solve them. But when I sat down to solve the questions, I couldn't solve them. I tried and I tried. And with every question that I could not solve, my confidence reduced drastically. Then I thought maybe YouTube isn't the right place for me to learn things. So I went on and took some paid courses. Again, the same thing. I understood everything the instructor said, but when it came to developing code, I used to copy paste the code from ChatGPT or any other source. I knew it was wrong. But what could I do? I felt like I did not belong in tech. Maybe I've chosen the wrong path. Maybe I'll never be good at this. But then it hit me. I understand the concepts really well. Now, the problem lies in the implementation part. So maybe I should focus on the implementation part. And I had ChatGPT at my disposal, so why not ask it for the resources? Then I started with hands-on learning from certain websites. And this was where I really started developing all the logical skills and started developing chunks of code on my own. A moment of pride for me because I went from copy pasting the code to developing chunks of code on my own. Way to go, girl, I told myself. Then I went on and took some advanced courses. Now, here what I did was I started comparing myself with other learners. I started comparing our pace. I thought, we almost started at the same time, but look at them, so ahead of the curve. And look at me, still stuck at the same topic. I am so behind. And I let all those self-doubts overpower me. But then one day again I thought, everyone has a different learning pace. Some are slow, some are fast. Why does it matter if I am a slow learner? I am still making progress and I'll eventually get there sooner or later. And then I embraced my own pace and kept on going. And I had Python in my toolkit, applied AI next. So these are some of the programs where I got stuck during the initial phase of my entry into tech. So this program is about printing fizz if a number is divisible by 3, printing buzz if a number is divisible by 5, or else just printing the number as it is. Now, the problem here was that 15 is divisible by both 3 and 5, but because I have used if for divisibility to check the divisibility by 3 and elif for 5, only fizz gets printed out. So this is the corrected code. Then in this program, I had to ask the user to enter a number, and whenever the user entered 5, the loop had to end. This went into an infinite loop because I did not initialize the variable inside the loop. So this is the corrected version. Here, I tried accessing the variable out of its scope. Silly. This is the corrected version. And this is a random password generator that I made. Funny how at first I got stuck in simple condition statements and then I built this. And then these are some of the things that I built. This one is a house price predictor using linear regression. I built this during my early days of learning machine learning. Okay, through all that copy pasting the code and switching between tutorials, some truths finally hit me. They did not come all at once in a single aha moment. Instead, they came slowly, gradually, but they stayed with me. First, progress matters more than pace. When I started in tech, I realized I wasn't the rabbit. Remember the story that we were all told as kids, the one with the rabbit and the tortoise, where the tortoise wins the race? Yeah, so it's about this. So when I started, I realized I wasn't the rabbit, and no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't be the rabbit, because I was the tortoise. I wasn't the one solving 10 questions a day, jumping from front end to back end. It was 2 months. Instead, I was the one rewatching the same tutorial 3 times. I was the one taking hours to solve just a single question. And whenever I felt and looked at others speeding past me, I used to feel small. I used to feel behind. But then it hit me. The tortoise did not win the race despite being slow. It won the race because it kept on going. And that was what I was doing too. One tiny function at a time, one error message at a time, one little breakthrough at a time. I realized consistency isn't a weakness, it's a superpower. Intake, the ones who show up every day, even with shaking hands and tired eyes, are the ones who make the real progress. And maybe I'll never become the rabbit, but I'm okay being the tortoise. Because the tortoise still reaches the finish line and learns to love its journey on the way. Second, practice makes a man perfect. Another thought or quote that we all have been hearing since we were kids. But yet, many of us realize it years later in our life. So when I started, I used to watch the tutorial of a concept, then solve 2 to 3 questions, and then quickly move on to the next concept. Why waste time when I already had it in my bag, right? Wrong. When I started solving questions different from the tutorial and I couldn't solve them, I realized that watching tutorials is like reading the recipe of a dish. Practice is the real cooking. You don't really understand a concept until you have battled with it in your own code. Solving just 2 to 3 questions is like stirring a pen once. Everything smells good, it looks good, but is it done yet? Most often, it is not. So instead of touching every topic lightly, I chose to go in depth. Loops, I solved 20 to 30 questions until loops became my muscle memory. Lists, I broke them, rebuilt them, and played with them in my code. And slowly the confidence came. Not from watching more tutorials, but from solving more bugs that I used to face. Practice gave me the power that I was looking for. Third, the FOMO trap, the fear of missing out disguised as productivity. I was finally enrolled in a Python course that I genuinely liked. The instructors made sense, the pace felt alright, and for the very first time I wasn't overwhelmed. Until I opened Medium. Top 5 free AI certification courses everyone must do in 2025. This is the only roadmap that works. Stop wasting time on the wrong course. Do that instead. And suddenly, I wasn't so sure anymore. Maybe I'm doing the wrong course. Maybe that roadmap is better. And I found myself enrolled in multiple courses. One on this platform, one on that platform. One recommended by this person, another recommended by that person. And I was enrolled in so many courses, but I finished none of them. The worst part, all of the courses almost had the same curriculum, just different fonts, thumbnails, and voices. I was constantly watching tutorials, telling myself, just one more tutorial, and then I'll be ready to solve problems. But the truth is, I never felt ready because tutorials give you a false sense of progress. You are hearing someone else's explanation. You are looking at someone else's code when you should be the one developing your own. So please don't fall for that. Finding your path in tech or in life is not like following a GPS. There's no robotic voice announcing, turn left at data science. Instead, it's like walking through a giant mall where each store has glowing signs. Data science, blockchain, robotics, web development, and you don't really know what will suit you the best. So what do you do when you feel lost? Step 1, try on the outfit. When you are shopping in a mall, do you ever find the best outfit in a section that you least expected to? Sometimes you do. Maybe you thought that yellow wasn't your color until you actually tried it on and it suddenly felt like you. That's how finding your path in tech may sometimes look like. When I started, I had made up my mind that data science wasn't for me. Too boring, too numbers heavy, not my style. Until one day, out of sheer curiosity, I watched a statistics video here, another there, and boom, I found it interesting. Not only that, I also found out that I was pretty good at it. So the moral here, never trust your assumptions until you have actually tested them. Okay, step 2. So once you have found what tech stack aligns the best with your interests, the next step is finding the right course. Balance, not bias. The perfect course is the cocktail of balance, both theory and practice. If it's all practice, then you'll end up doing many things but understanding nothing. If it's all theory, then you'll understand everything but do nothing. So balance is important. And hey, History matters too. Not just the Roman Empire or the World War II, but the history of tech. Why Python evolved the way it is today. How AI became more than just a buzzword. And remember, start small, start basic. It's like working out. Your brain will feel sore at first, but one day you'll wake up solving questions that you once thought were impossible. And please don't go for paid expensive courses during this time. This is your exploration phase, not your investment phase. Try open courseware from universities like MIT, Stanford, Harvard. It will give you all that Ivy League level exposure at home with no strings attached. Step 3. Escape the tutorial trap. I'm saying this again and again. Please do not fall for the tutorial trap. That warm, cozy feeling of watching 5 tutorials in a row, nodding your head, I have got this, only to blank out the minute you see a real problem. Instead, watch the tutorial once, twice, or maybe even thrice if you still do not get it, and then go for solving problems. It's okay if you do not get them at first. Peek at the solution. Nothing's wrong in that. And then ask yourself, where did you go wrong? What assumption failed you? And how do you ensure that you do not repeat it again? And please, don't underestimate textbooks. Textbooks are like sturdy old trees in the world full of flashy neon lights. Slow, yes, but rich, structured, and surprisingly clarifying. Step 4. Brace for overwhelm. Let me tell you something no one will tell you directly. It is going to get overwhelming. There will be days when your bed will feel like your best friend. Your brain will say, just stop it, I can't handle it anymore. Your heart will say, I don't belong in tech. And that's when you'll need your own kind of motivation. Not a Instagram reel with upbeat music, not a YouTube motivational video, but something personal, something raw, and something authentic. It can be a struggle from your childhood or the dream to make your parents proud. Can be anything. Just hold on to that and let that fuel the fire inside you when nothing else works. Because some of the greatest revolutions in the world, both global and personal, have grown from pain and not perfection. Next step, practice like your life depends on it. So once you have understood the concept, go practice crazy. You don't need 100 sources for that, just a few right ones. Suppose you are into AI, ML, or data science, go to Kaggle. For coding, try LeetCode, HackerRank, or any such small project building websites. And once you feel that you are ready, go for internships. Don't wait for the stars to align. And a personal opinion, don't go for the pay to intern schemes. Internships should be the one paying you in money or at least in experience. Next, look out for the brackets. My favorite part of the talk. Let me tell you how I ended up today at PyCon India as a speaker. So, during one of my lectures, my professor had the word PyCon mentioned in brackets in one of his slides. This is the slide that I am talking about. And people often tend to ignore brackets, but I truly believe that the magic lies in the margins. And so this word quickly caught my attention. I thought I'll go home and I'll search what it means. But then it slipped my mind, and the day after the exams, I was deleting all the old files from my phone when I came across this particular slide. And I remembered, oh hey, I had to search what PyCon is. And I searched it. I found out that PyCon is not only a tech conference which is open to even students, but is also accepting call for proposals which ends in less than 48 hours. Something inside me told that I should give it a try. I did not think that I would get accepted or I'm good enough. I just gave it a shot, and here I am today. So you don't know what moment will be your moment, but one thing's for sure, it will never come if you never try. So yeah, the journey is hard, there will be failures, there will be setbacks, but it's not hopeless. If you treat every struggle as a stepping stone, if you treat every failure as feedback, and if you treat your curiosity as your compass, you'll not just find the perfect roadmap, you'll build it one bracket at a time. Okay, now just between us, raise your hand if you are someone who has ever felt that you were too late to start something new. Raise your hand if you are someone who has looked at a blank code editor and felt defeated. Raise your hand if you are someone who has read the same line of code 10 times but still did not understand it. Almost everyone. Raise your hand if you are still here, still listening, still hoping, and did not give up. See, it's not only you. Almost everyone in the auditorium has raised their hands. Everyone has their own hesitations, even the people that you admire, but they don't just give up. And that's what you should do. Never give up. Hesitation does not mean that you are not ready for something. It means that you care about it enough to want to get it right. I was also that girl, staring at a blank code editor, feeling defeated, wondering if I actually belong in this world full of logic, code, and confidence. But if you are someone who has self doubts, hesitations, fears, but are still not quitting, then you are already halfway there. Because that's what mindset is all about. It's not about being fearless, it's about choosing to move forward even when you are afraid to do so. Hope. So, this was the program that gave me a lot of hope when I started. It's a simple if else program. You can see. Hesitation. The program where I really hesitated because I did not get the expected output. As you might see, the loop body is wrong here. And hello world. The most beautiful, amazing journey that you'll ever have. Thank you so much. And yeah, if you have any questions, I would love to answer them.
Thank you. This was such a wonderful talk. Any Q&A?
I really don't have any questions, but I would like to take opportunity. I think she's your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for upbringing so bright. You made my day.
Thank you
This
so
will list
much.
in the
Means a
top
lot.
3. And then for realization 1, I understand at this age, my father was telling you, I am slower than the tortoise. Okay. I don't see you as a tortoise, but you are faster than an F1 car at this age.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm sure this will be a wonderful, memorable. You made my day. And again, I wish you all the best. God bless to you. And thanks to you for bringing these children to us and making a good inspiration. I really appreciate your time for coming here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and you made my day. Yeah. Anyone else?
What's the thing that you have on your taskbar, on your start menu?
Sorry?
You have like a thing on your start menu.
This?
Yeah, like the.
Okay, so I have PowerPoint on the taskbar, then Spider, and Google Chrome.
Yeah. Over there.
Yeah.
So, hi, Heer.
Hi.
Basically, I'm a chartered accountant by profession.
Oh, great.
And when I saw you were speaking on this, I was very excited to hear about it. And I could just resonate with everything that you said here. And I'm so happy that, you have already walked that path. And it gives me so much of inspiration that, it's possible. So, thank you so much for this talk. Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Any more questions? Questions going once, twice, and so. Thanks, folks. This was probably the last
Yeah,
talk.
thank you so much for showing up for the very last talk. A big round of applause for all of you guys.
Last keynote will be held at track 1.